rips the helmet off Rudolph's head and then eventually swings it and hits him in the head.
What's going on, guys? It's Mr. DEBT, Joe Lorick from the Money Etiquette Group, and I have to talk about what's going to be the NFL's most expensive brawl of all time between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, this will be the most expensive brawl of all time. And a lot of people are wondering, where's the money going to go? Look, I know people today are talking about what people are going to be fined, who's going to be suspended. Listen, this is all potential. We don't have the final numbers. These are estimates. But listen up, because this is very important when it comes to a lesson in finance in sports. So let's start off with the instigator, the person that's set to lose possibly the highest percentage of their salary. And I'm talking about Mason Rudolph. A lot of people don't realize this, but Mason Rudolph is only set to make about $314,000 over the next 6 games. If he's suspended a game and fined for fighting, you're talking about him losing almost $80,000, which is about 28% of his salary. $80,000. Again, I don't know if he's going to be fined completely for the fight. I don't know if he's going to be suspended. I think he should be because he instigated the entire situation, but he stands to lose potentially $80,000, which is 28% of his remaining salary. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? But it doesn't just stop at Mason Rudolph. Let's keep watching and see who else is going to lose thousands of dollars or maybe even millions of dollars due to this brawl.
Rips the helmet off Rudolph's head and then eventually swings it and hits him in the head. And then Ogunjobi comes up and hits Rudolph from behind.
Beyond words,
Oh,
Joe.
my gosh, that's one of the worst things I've ever seen on a professional sports field.
All right, let's recap and summarize this whole thing, okay? Mason Rudolph, the 28th highest paid Steeler, may potentially cost his 4th and 8th highest paid teammates thousands of dollars because he wanted to initiate this entire situation and play tough guy. I'm not saying he should have got smacked with a helmet, but he started this. He initiated this. He wanted to be the tough guy. And then on top of that, I'm not going to blame him for this because he initiated it, but the 7th highest salary Brown player, he's going to have to pay millions of dollars for smacking the 28th highest paid Steeler player with a helmet. It's going to cost him over $1 million because he wanted to smack the 28th highest paid, the $100,000, the guy who only had $314,000 left on his salary for this year. He's going to have to pay over $1 million for smacking him. Now, all of this could have been avoided, not just if people would have kept control of their emotions and not lost their temper, but all of this could have been avoided if players understood their role when it comes to fighting. Okay, you should learn this as millionaires and 100,000aires on a professional level. If you're going to fight, there's a pecking order to the fight. There are certain people who are goons because they don't make a lot of money. If you're one of the highest paid teammates, highest paid players on the field when a fight is starting, you are not to be the person that throws punches. You are not to be the person that gets in the most trouble. That's supposed to go to the goons, the people who don't make a lot of money. And there are about 3 players that I blame for not playing their role when it comes to finances and fighting. Okay, when it comes to fighting on the NFL field, when it comes to getting into trouble, these are the moments that these players are supposed to be goons. They're supposed to step up and take the worst of everything that's coming because they make the least amount of money. meaning they'll be fined a certain amount, but the players that make more money can pay those fines for them. That's the pecking order. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Joe and Larry. Yeah, Joe and Larry. I mean, that sounds like the name of a couple goons. Joe and Larry. You're supposed to handle this situation to make sure that Myles Garrett doesn't go off. Joe and Larry, you guys did not play your role correctly. But it's not just you, Matt. You didn't play your role correctly either. All of you were in the vicinity, in the area of the fight, of the brawl, and you didn't do your job as low-paid goons. You are the guys that are responsible for handling business in a brawl. Larry, you're the 27th highest salary. You're in the bottom half. And Matt, you have the 52nd highest salary. You have one of the top 10 lowest salaries on the team. It is your job, Matt, to make sure that the 8th and the 4th highest paid players on your team are not the closest to the brawl. It is your job to protect the quarterback. It's your job when Myles Garrett overreacts. It's your job to get in there, move Pouncey, and move everyone out the way and stay in there. You are the 52nd highest paid player on the team. You're in the bottom 5. You have to be the goon. You're making bad financial decisions for your teammates, man. They can pay your fines. They can pay your salaries. If you get suspended for a game, they can pay you for that game because they have the highest salaries on the team. Play your role, Matt. Joe, Larry, once you see that Myles Garrett is on the ground tussling with Mason Rudolph, once you see that Myles Garrett is on the ground tussling, once you see that Myles Garrett is on the ground tussling with Mason Rudolph, it is your job to jump in there and get your teammate. It is your job to get your teammate. Why? Because if other people jump in, you guys don't make the most money. If you throw a blow and get fined, it's okay, but you don't. Myles Garrett, it's going to cost him a lot more than it would have cost you. And honestly, if you guys would have jumped in, Myles Garrett wouldn't even been able to swing that helmet. Because you guys would have stopped that from happening. No, and you might have took a fine, but guess what? When it comes to brawling on an NFL field, this is not high school. I understand I play ball. I understand that you have to go in for your quarterback. You got to go in for your teammates. But there's a pecking order once you hit the pros because money is involved. Myles Garrett is going to lose a lot of money because it's his fault. But Joe and Larry, you could have helped prevent this situation. Joe and Larry, you could have took that financial hit for Myles, man. Even though it's his fault, he was wrong. You guys got to step up. Know the rules when it comes to brawls on the NFL field. It's about money. This is a profession. This is business. Matt, you don't get paid much money, man. It's your job to be a goon. And finally, guys, let's learn from Myles Garrett, okay? If you're a millionaire, don't allow the 100,000aire to cost you millions of dollars. It is not worth that slap. It is not worth a helmet against the face. That retribution is not worth millions. Guys, if you're out here in this world and you're making money, don't allow us folks with pennies, us folks with a few hundreds, us folks with a few $1,000s to take millions from you. We're going to try you like Mason Rudolph tried Myles Garrett. And I know some of us, I got you, you're not going to be the one. Well, you are going to be the one that pays out millions of dollars for being a fool. Don't fall for it, guys, whether you're on the football field, whether you're in the business world. Don't allow someone that has little to lose to cost you so much money. Stop doing everything but thinking. Stop. It's going to cause you debt problems. It's going to cost you millions. Stop. All right, that's all I got, man.